r/confession I exposed my girlfriend's fake cancer, destroyed our future. I'm staring at a clump of auburn hair stuffed behind our bathroom radiator, and my entire world is crumbling. My hands shake as I pull out strand after strand of Emma's real hair, thick, healthy, beautiful hair that she supposedly lost to chemotherapy 3 months ago. The hair I watched her lose, in careful handfuls, sobbing in my arms as I promised her she was still beautiful. The hair I helped her shave off in an emotional ceremony that left us both crying on our bathroom floor. Except here it is. All of it. Hidden like evidence. My phone buzzes with a Venmo notification, another $50 from my mom for Emma's treatment fund. I've been forwarding every cent to Emma's account, watching my own savings drain to nothing. $7,000 gone in 4 months. My thesis defense postponed indefinitely because I couldn't focus on research while my girlfriend was dying. That's what she told me 6 months ago. Stage 3 leukemia. 24 years old and fighting for her life. I believed every word. I dropped everything. Rearranged my entire graduate program schedule to drive her to appointments. Spent nights researching experimental treatments and support groups. Held her head while she threw up from chemo, sessions I was never allowed to attend because she was too embarrassed about how sick it made her. My advisor warned me about taking incomplete grades. My research partner found someone else. My fellowship got redistributed because I couldn't meet my obligations. But how could I explain that my girlfriend's life mattered more than my academic timeline? The bathroom door is still open, Emma's laptop visible on our bed. She left it unlocked when she ran to the store. The browser history I accidentally glimpsed is burned into my brain. How to fake chemotherapy side effects. Leukemia symptoms timeline. Where to buy medical wigs. My legs give out and I sit hard on our bathroom floor, auburn hair scattered around me like accusation. This is the same floor where she sobbed about losing her hair. Where I held her and promised we'd get through this together. Where I told her I loved her no matter what she looked like. She's not sick. She's never been sick. Every doctor's appointment was fabricated. Every treatment day where she came home exhausted was theater. The medical bills she showed me, all fake. The support group she claimed to attend, lies. The medication bottles in our medicine cabinet that I researched so carefully to understand her treatment plan, props. My phone buzzes again. A text from her best friend Sarah. How's Emma feeling today? The whole office is thinking about her. The whole office. Emma's co-workers donated money for her treatment. Organized meal trains. Covered her shifts when she was too weak to work. My family sent care packages. My friends organized fundraisers. Everyone loves Emma. Everyone wants to help her fight this terrible disease that's stealing such a vibrant young woman from the world. Except there is no disease. There's just my girlfriend, who discovered that cancer makes people open their wallets and their hearts. Who found the perfect way to become the center of attention, the tragic heroine everyone rallies around. I hear her key in the lock downstairs. She's back from the store, probably with more makeup to create tomorrow's chemo pallor or another bottle of syrup to induce fake nausea. My hands are still full of her real hair when I hear her voice, baby. I'm home. I brought soup, feeling a little queasy today. The performance continues. But not for much longer. I shove the hair back behind the radiator and flush the toilet, buying myself time to think. My reflection in the bathroom mirror looks like a stranger, hollow-eyed, exhausted, aged beyond my 26 years. 4 months of believing my girlfriend was dying will do that to you. Coming. I call down, my voice surprisingly steady. By the time I reach the kitchen, Emma has arranged herself perfectly on the couch. She's wrapped in a soft gray blanket my sister bought specifically for her chemo days, and she's managed that particular shade of pale that I now realize comes from makeup, not cancer. The performance is flawless. How are you feeling? I ask, settling beside her. The question feels different now, loaded with new meaning. Tired, she sighs, leaning into me. Dr. Morrison says the fatigue is normal at this stage of treatment. Dr. Morrison. I wonder if he even exists, or if Emma just liked the name. I've never met him, never been allowed to. Always too busy with other patients when I offered to come along. Did he say anything about the next round? I probe gently. Emma's hand finds mine, her fingers tracing patterns on my palm. It's a gesture that used to comfort me. Now it feels manipulative, calculated. He wants to be more aggressive, she says, her voice small and frightened. The tumors aren't responding like they hoped. Tumors. She's upgraded from leukemia to tumors now. I wonder when that happened, when she decided blood cancer wasn't dramatic enough. My laptop sits open on the coffee table, and I can see she's been browsing apartment listings. Expensive ones. Places that would require both our incomes, or rather, my income plus whatever she's collected from our friends and family. These look nice, I comment, nodding toward the screen. Her face lights up with genuine excitement, the first real emotion I've seen from her all day. I know we said we'd wait until after my treatment, but I keep thinking, if something happens to me, I want us to have had a real home together. Somewhere beautiful. The manipulation is breathtaking. She's using her fake cancer to pressure me into financial commitments I can't afford. Not anymore, not after draining my savings for her non-existent medical bills. My phone buzzes with a call from my mom. Emma's eyes immediately dart to the screen. You should answer, she says. Your mom's been so worried. I decline the call, but Emma frowns. She probably has questions about the fundraiser. Your dad mentioned organizing something at his work. My blood runs cold. What fundraiser? The one your parents are planning. For my treatment costs. Emma's voice is casual, like she's discussing the weather. Your mom called yesterday while you were at the library. She's talking to your dad's union about setting up a collection. They think they could raise maybe $10,000. $10,000. From my father's blue-collar coworkers, people who barely make ends meet themselves. People who would sacrifice their own families' needs to help a young woman they've never met fight a disease she doesn't have. The scope of this is expanding beyond anything I imagined. It's not just my savings anymore, or even the few $100s from friends. Emma has turned my entire extended network into marks in her con game. That's too much, I manage. We can't ask people to. Baby, she interrupts, her voice taking on that fragile quality that's always made me want to protect her. I know it's hard to accept help. But people want to do this. They love you, and they love me because you love me. She's right about that part. They do love her because I love her. Loved her. The question now is how many people she's planning to destroy along with me. The next morning, I wake up to Emma gone and a note on her pillow, early appointment with Dr. Morrison. Love you. Except it's 6 a.m., and I know from months of fake appointments that Emma's fictional doctor supposedly doesn't start seeing patients until 9. I grab my laptop and start digging. If I'm going to expose this, I need evidence that can't be dismissed or explained away. Real proof, not just hidden hair and browser history that she could claim belonged to a friend. The medical bills she's shown me are saved in our shared cloud folder. I pull up the first one and start cross-referencing. The hospital letterhead looks legitimate, but when I call the billing department's number listed at the bottom, it goes to a pizza place in Newark. My stomach drops. She created fake documents. This isn't just lying, it's fraud. The Venmo history tells an even worse story. Emma's received $3,847 from my family and friends in the past 4 months. But there's more. Transactions I didn't know about from names I don't recognize. Kevin M. sent $200. Jennifer L. sent $150. Lisa and Tom sent $500 with the note, "Stay strong, beautiful." She's been soliciting money from strangers. I screenshot everything, my hands shaking with each swipe. The GoFundMe page I find next makes me physically nauseous. Emma's created a whole campaign, "Help Emma Fight Leukemia," complete with photos of her looking pale and weak. Photos I remember taking, thinking I was documenting her journey for when she recovered and wanted to remember how strong she'd been. The page has raised $12,000. $12,000 from complete strangers who believe they're helping a young woman survive cancer. The comments section is full of heart emojis and prayers and people sharing their own cancer stories, drawing strength from Emma's fake bravery. My phone rings. It's my thesis advisor, Dr. Chen. "Marcus, I need to talk to you about your fellowship status," she says without preamble. "The committee is meeting next week to discuss redistribution of funding. You've missed 3 major deadlines." "I know, I'm sorry. My girlfriend's cancer treatment has been." "I understand, and I'm sympathetic. But the department has obligations too. If you can't commit to finishing your research timeline by December, we need to have that conversation now." December. 4 months away. 4 months to salvage 2 years of work and defend a thesis I haven't touched since Emma's diagnosis. "I'll make it work," I say, but Dr. Chen's silence tells me she's not convinced. After we hang up, I sit in our living room surrounded by evidence of Emma's lies. Get well cards from my cousins cover the mantel. The coffee table is stacked with books about fighting cancer that my mom bought. There's a prayer candle from my grandmother, who lights one every Sunday at Mass for Emma's recovery. That's when Emma walks through the door, looking perfectly healthy and carrying Starbucks. "How was your appointment?" I ask. "Rough," she sighs, settling next to me with practiced fragility. "Dr. Morrison wants to try a more aggressive approach. The insurance company is fighting it, though. They don't want to cover experimental treatments. She's setting up her next ask. More money needed for treatments that insurance won't cover. I can see the manipulation unfold in real time, and it's masterful. How much would that cost?" I hear myself asking. "Around 15,000. Her voice breaks slightly. "I know we don't have it. But maybe if your dad's fundraiser goes well." She's not just stealing money. She's stealing hope from people who have their own struggles, their own bills, their own families to worry about. And she's doing it all while looking at me with those same eyes that made me fall in love with her 2 years ago. The weight of Emma's lies sits heavy in my chest as I watch her scroll through her phone, probably checking how many new donations have rolled in. I need air. I need space to think. "I'm going for a walk," I announce, grabbing my jacket. "Want company?" she asks, but she's already settling deeper into the couch, clearly hoping I'll say no. I need to clear my head about the thesis stuff. The October air is crisp, and I find myself walking toward campus without really planning to. My phone buzzes constantly, texts from my mom asking about Emma's appointment, my sister sharing an article about new leukemia treatments, my dad sending updates about the workplace fundraiser that's apparently snowballing beyond anything they initially planned. Asterisk dad, union president wants to organize a benefit dinner. Says we could raise $25,000 easy. Emma's story really touched people, asterisk. $25,000. From people who work double shifts to pay their mortgages, who clip coupons and fix their own cars because they can't afford mechanics. People like my parents, who raised 3 kids on a teacher's salary and a machinist's wages. I'm so lost in my rage that I almost miss her. But there she is, walking out of the campus gym, her hair pulled back in a ponytail. Her real hair. Long, thick, and very much not falling out from chemotherapy. Emma doesn't see me. She's laughing with someone, a guy I don't recognize. They're standing close, too close, and when he leans down to kiss her cheek goodbye, she doesn't pull away. My blood turns to ice. I duck behind a parked car and watch as mystery guy walks toward the parking garage while Emma heads in the opposite direction, toward downtown. Not toward home. Not toward any medical facility. I follow her, staying far enough back that she won't spot me. She stops at a boutique I've never been able to afford, the kind of place where a single dress costs more than my monthly food budget. Through the window, I watch her try on clothes, taking selfies in the mirror, looking healthier and more vibrant than I've seen her in months. She buys 3 items. Pays cash. When she emerges, she's back in character, shoulders hunched, walking slowly like each step exhausts her. She even stops to lean against a building for a moment, checking her reflection in the window to make sure she looks appropriately ill. The performance makes me sick. My phone rings as I'm walking home. Emma's name flashes on the screen. "Hey baby, where are you? I'm not feeling well and could use some of your soup." She's not even home yet. I can see her 2 blocks ahead of me, still walking slowly, still performing for no one. I'll be there in 10 minutes, I tell her. You're the best. I don't know what I'd do without you. By the time I get home, she's changed back into pajamas and is lying on the couch under her cancer blanket, looking pale and weak again. The transformation is remarkable. How was your walk? She asks weakly. Enlightening. Something in my tone must alert her because her eyes sharpen for just a moment before she remembers to look fragile again. Could you make that soup? And maybe call your mom back. She's been texting me about the benefit dinner. I told her it's too much, but she insists. A benefit dinner. Your dad's co-workers want to do something bigger. I feel terrible about it, but your mom says people need to help. That it makes them feel good to contribute to something meaningful. She's not just stealing money now. She's stolen my family's capacity for genuine generosity, turned their love into a weapon against their own financial security. But she's made one crucial mistake. She's gotten greedy, and greedy people make errors. I'm going to catch every single one. That evening, while Emma sleeps, I create a spreadsheet. Every lie, every fake document, every stolen dollar gets its own row. The GoFundMe page alone has ballooned to $14,200 since this morning. New donors keep appearing, people sharing her story on social media, cancer survivors offering encouragement, families contributing money they probably can't spare. One comment stops me cold. My daughter beat leukemia last year. Emma, your courage gives me hope for other families fighting this battle. Praying for you. Sarah M., $500. Emma is stealing hope from a mother whose child actually survived cancer. The cruelty of it makes my hands shake. I dig deeper into her phone records. We share a family plan, so I can access everything. There's a pattern I missed before. Every Tuesday and Thursday, she makes calls to the same number during her supposed chemo appointments. When I reverse search it, it belongs to a nail salon downtown. She's been getting manicures during chemotherapy. But the real bombshell comes when I check our shared Netflix account. Last Tuesday, while she was supposedly getting poison pumped into her veins, someone was watching The Real Housewives from our account. The viewing history shows she's been binge-watching reality TV during every single treatment session. My phone buzzes. A text from my dad, * union meeting tomorrow night. They want to fast-track the benefit dinner to next weekend. Emma's story made the local news. Channel 7 wants to interview her about young adults facing cancer, *. Channel 7. Local news. This isn't contained anymore. Emma's lies are about to become public in a way that can't be taken back. If I don't act soon, she'll be on television, manipulating an entire city into donating to her fake medical bills. I screenshot everything and upload it to a private folder. Then I do something I never thought I'd do. I call the hospital where Emma claims to receive treatment. Hi, I'm calling to verify some insurance information for my girlfriend, Emma Torres. She's a patient in your oncology department. I'm sorry, sir, but I can't find anyone by that name in our system. Are you sure she's receiving treatment here? She has appointments every Tuesday and Thursday with Dr. Morrison. We don't have a Dr. Morrison on our oncology staff. Would you like me to transfer you to patient advocacy? I hang up before she can transfer me. The hospital has no record of Emma. Dr. Morrison doesn't exist. Every single detail of her treatment is fabricated. My laptop chimes with a new email. Dr. Chin again, * Marcus, the fellowship committee moved up their meeting. I need your decision by Friday. Can you commit to defending by December or should we reassign your funding? Department chair is asking questions about your situation. Please call me, *. Friday. 3 days away. If I lose my fellowship, I lose everything, my stipend, my research funding, my future in academia. 2 years of graduate work down the drain because I chose to care for someone who was never sick. Emma stirs on the couch, making soft, pain sounds in her sleep. Even unconscious, she's performing. I wonder if she dreams in character, if the lies have become so deep she started believing them herself. But then her phone lights up on the coffee table. A text from Jake Two Hearts, the guy from the gym. * Had fun today. Same time Thursday. Can't wait to see you again, *. Thursday. Her supposed chemo day. The day my dad's planning to take off work to drive her to treatment because I'll be meeting with Dr. Chin about salvaging my academic career. Emma isn't just faking cancer. She's cheating on me while doing it, using her fake illness as cover for an affair. The betrayal cuts so deep I can barely breathe. I look at her sleeping form, peaceful and healthy, surrounded by get-well cards and medication bottles filled with vitamins. Tomorrow, I start gathering the final pieces of evidence. By Friday, everyone will know exactly who Emma Torres really is. I don't sleep that night. Every time I close my eyes, I see Emma's performance, the careful way she hunched her shoulders, the theatrical pause against the building, the seamless transition back into dying girlfriend mode. By 5 a.m., I'm sitting at my laptop, cross-referencing everything. The fake medical documents she showed me months ago are masterful forgeries. She even aged the paper slightly, made the letterhead look authentic. But when I compare them to real forms from the hospital's website, the font is wrong. Small details, but damning ones. Emma wakes up around 9, shuffling to the kitchen in her robe. You're up early, she says, voice scratchy with fake fatigue. Couldn't sleep. Too worried about you. She kisses my forehead, and I have to fight not to flinch. You're too good to me, Marcus. I don't deserve you. The first honest thing she's said in months. My phone rings, Mom's contact photo fills the screen. Emma gestures for me to answer, mouthing, tell her I'm resting. Hi, Mom. Marcus, honey, you need to see the news segment they ran about Emma this morning. Channel 7 picked up her story from the GoFundMe page. They want to do a full interview tomorrow. My stomach drops. Tomorrow. I know it's short notice, but they said her story is exactly what people need to hear. Young love surviving tragedy, the power of community support. They're calling it Love in the Time of Leukemia. Emma's eyes light up from across the room. She gives me a thumbs up, actually excited about her upcoming television debut. Mom, maybe we should wait. Emma's been having a rough week. Nonsense. She needs to share her story. Your father already called in sick to drive her to the studio. This could help so many other young couples facing cancer. After I hang up, Emma's practically glowing. A real TV interview. This is incredible, Marcus. Think about all the awareness we can raise. As if she's doing cancer patients everywhere a service by lying about having their disease. Are you sure you're feeling up to it? TV lights can be harsh, and you've been so tired lately. I'll manage. This is bigger than my discomfort. People need hope. I excuse myself to campus, claiming I need to work in the library. Instead, I head straight to Dr. Chen's office. I need advice, but I can't tell her the whole truth. Not yet. Marcus, thank God. I've been worried sick about you. Dar. Chen, hypothetically, if someone discovered that their personal crisis wasn't as severe as they initially thought, would there be any way to salvage the fellowship timeline? She studies my face carefully. That's oddly specific. Is there something you need to tell me about Emma's condition? I can't get into details yet. But there might be developments in the next few days. The fellowship committee meets tomorrow afternoon. If Emma's situation has genuinely improved, if you could commit to full-time research starting immediately, there might be a path forward. But Marcus, I need certainty. No more medical emergencies, no more missed deadlines. Can you guarantee that? After tomorrow, yes. I think I can guarantee that. When I get home, Emma's on the phone with someone, speaking in hushed tones. She quickly hangs up when she sees me. Who was that? Just the TV producer, going over questions for tomorrow. But her phone screen shows Jake's name before it goes dark. That evening, I make a decision that terrifies me. I'm going to the TV studio tomorrow. Not as Emma's supportive boyfriend, but as someone ready to tell the truth. I draft an email to every person who donated to her GoFundMe, every family member who sent money, every coworker who contributed to collections. I attach the evidence, photos, hospital records, the screenshots of her lies. But I don't send it. Not yet. Tomorrow, after Emma performs for the cameras one last time, after she tells an entire city about her brave battle against a disease she doesn't have, I'm going to make sure everyone knows exactly what they've been supporting. The hardest part isn't the betrayal anymore. It's realizing that I'm about to become the villain in everyone else's story, the heartless boyfriend who destroyed a cancer patient on live television. Even though I know she's never been sick a day in her life. The next morning, Emma spends 2 hours getting ready for her TV appearance. I watch from the bedroom doorway as she applies makeup to create dark circles under her eyes, then carefully positions her wig. She's even wearing the pale foundation that makes her look sickly under lights. How do I look? She asks, turning toward me. Brave but vulnerable. Perfect, I say, and I mean it. She's perfected the art of looking like she's dying. My phone buzzes with another text from Jake, asterisk good luck with your thing today. Can't wait for tonight face blowing a kiss asterisk. Tonight. She's planning to see him after her triumphant TV interview. After spending the day being praised for her courage in battling cancer, she's going to celebrate by sleeping with someone else. Marcus, you're being quiet. Are you nervous about the interview? Something like that. The ride to Channel 7 is surreal. Dad picked us up in his truck, talking nonstop about how proud he is, how Emma's story is going to inspire people. Emma holds my hand in the back seat, occasionally wincing and touching her stomach like she's in pain. You sure you're up for this, sweetheart? Dad asks, watching her in the rearview mirror. I have to be, Emma says softly. If my story can help even one person feel less alone. I want to throw up. The TV station is smaller than I expected. A perky production assistant leads us to a green room where Emma touches up her makeup. The host, Sandra Mitchell, stops by to introduce herself. Emma, your story has really touched our viewers. The response to this morning's teaser segment has been incredible. We've had dozens of people call asking how they can help. More donations. More money flowing to someone who isn't sick. That's so wonderful, Emma says, dabbing at her eyes. Sometimes I feel like this disease is just taking everything from me. But knowing that people care, that maybe I can help others. Sandra's eyes well up. You're incredibly brave. We're going to do a live segment at noon, then post the full interview online. Is there anything you don't want to discuss? I'm an open book, Emma says. If it helps someone, I'll talk about anything. After Sandra leaves, I excuse myself to use the bathroom. Instead, I find the production assistant who greeted us. Hi, I'm Marcus. Emma's boyfriend. I was wondering, is the noon segment actually live, or is it taped? Oh, it's completely live. That's what makes it so powerful. Raw, authentic emotion. Live. Which means when Emma's lies unravel, it'll happen in real time, in front of the entire city. My phone rings, Dr. Chen. Marcus, where are you? The fellowship committee moved the meeting up to 11 a.m. They need your answer now, not this afternoon. I check my watch. 10:15 a.m. Dr. Chen, I'm dealing with the situation we discussed. Can you give me until afternoon? The committee is meeting now. If you're not here in 15 minutes, they're reassigning your funding to another student. I'm sorry, but I can't hold them off any longer. 15 minutes. I can either race across town to save my academic career, or I can stay here and watch Emma lie to an entire city on live television. I'll be there, I tell Dr. Chen. I walk back to the green room where Emma's practicing her answers with Dad coaching her. I need to go, I announce. Emergency meeting about my fellowship. Emma's face falls. Now. Marcus, I need you here. Your dad's here. You'll be fine. But what if they ask about us? About how this has affected our relationship? Tell them the truth, I say, looking directly into her eyes. Tell them exactly how this has affected our relationship. I kiss her forehead and leave before she can respond. But I don't drive to campus. Instead, I park 3 blocks away and walk back to Channel 7. I'm going to watch Emma's performance from the lobby, and when it's over, when she's told her lies to thousands of people, I'm going to ask Sandra Mitchell if she'd like to interview the boyfriend of a cancer patient who just discovered something very interesting about his girlfriend's medical records. The fellowship committee will have to wait. The Channel 7 lobby feels like a fishbowl. Through the glass partition, I can see the studio where they're setting up for Emma's segment. She's sitting in the interview chair, Dad hovering nearby like a protective guardian. The production assistant is clipping a microphone to her shirt while Sandra Mitchell reviews her notes. My phone won't stop buzzing. Dr. Chen has called 4 times. Text messages keep flooding in. Where are you? Asterisk committee is waiting. This is your last chance, asterisk. Asterisk Marcus, I can't stall them anymore. Please, asterisk. I silence the phone and shove it in my pocket. Through the studio glass, I watch Emma practice looking vulnerable. She touches her wig absently, tilts her head at just the right angle to catch the light. Even from here, I can see how the makeup creates shadows under her eyes, how she's positioned herself to look frail but determined. Excuse me, are you at the Thompson interview? I turn to find a woman in her 50s with a clipboard. She's wearing a visitor's badge that reads, Helen Morrison, Children's Cancer Foundation. I'm her boyfriend, I say carefully. Oh, Marcus. Emma's told me so much about you. Helen's face radiates warmth. I'm here representing the foundation. After Emma's interview, we're hoping to discuss partnering with her for our awareness campaign. Her story is exactly what we need to show young adults that they're not alone in this fight. My stomach drops. Awareness campaign. Billboard ads, social media, maybe even a documentary. Emma could be the face of young adult leukemia survival. We've already had preliminary discussions with the hospital about featuring her in our medical journal. She leans closer conspiratorially. Between you and me, we're looking at a 6-figure partnership deal. Emma could quit her job and focus on advocacy full-time. 6 figures. For being the poster child of a disease she doesn't have. That's incredible, I manage. I know this has been so hard on both of you. But Emma's courage, your sacrifice, it's going to help thousands of families. The foundation wants to set up a scholarship in your names. Young couples facing cancer deserve support. Through the glass, I see Sandra Mitchell take her position. The cameras are rolling. Emma straightens in her chair, transforms her expression into something achingly brave. Helen checks her watch. Oh good, we're starting. I can't wait to see this. The interview begins. Even through the glass partition, Emma's performance is flawless. She talks about the fear of her diagnosis, the way cancer has stolen her energy but not her hope. Sandra nods sympathetically, occasionally touching Emma's hand. My phone vibrates with a text from Jake, asterisk watching you on TV right now. You look amazing. See you at 2, asterisk. He's texting her during her cancer interview to confirm their hookup. Look how she lights up talking about you, Helen whispers, nudging me. On the monitors throughout the lobby, I watch Emma's face transform as she describes our relationship. Marcus has been my rock, she says, her voice catching perfectly. He gave up everything for me. His thesis, his research. Some nights when the chemo made me so sick I couldn't move, he'd just hold me and promise we'd get through this together. The audience in the lobby murmurs appreciatively. Someone behind me whispers, what a beautiful couple. The love in her eyes when she talks about you, Helen says, wiping her eyes. That's the kind of relationship that gives people hope. Sandra leans forward. I understand Marcus is here today. Emma's eyes find the camera. He had to leave for a fellowship meeting. His research is groundbreaking work in molecular biology. I keep telling him he can't put his dreams on hold for me forever. But he has put them on hold. He missed deadlines, spent his savings on my care. I feel so guilty, but I don't know what I'd do without him. Helen grabs my arm. You should be up there with her. This is your story too. The interview continues, Emma weaving lie after lie into something that sounds like poetry. She talks about the uncertainty of her prognosis, the hope that experimental treatments might give her more time, the way love has sustained her through the darkest moments. My phone buzzes again. Dr. Chen, asterisk committee adjourned. Position has been reassigned. I'm sorry, Marcus, asterisk. I stare at the text until the words blur. My fellowship is gone. My academic future is over. All for someone who's planning to meet her side piece in 2 hours. On screen, Emma dabs at her eyes as Sandra asks about her future plans. I just want to help other young women facing this diagnosis, Emma says. If I can use my platform to raise awareness, to show them they're not alone, maybe that's why I'm going through this. Helen squeezes my arm. She's remarkable. You both are. The interview ends to thunderous applause from the studio audience. Emma hugs Sandra, who's openly crying now. Dad beams with pride as the cameras stop rolling. Come on, Helen says, pulling me toward the studio. Let's go congratulate your incredible girlfriend. I let Helen guide me toward the studio entrance, my legs moving on autopilot. Through the glass doors, I can see Emma accepting congratulations from the crew, her performance mask still perfectly in place. She's glowing with the rush of pulling off her biggest lie yet. Marcus. Dad spots me first, his face beaming with pride. Did you see her? Wasn't she incredible? Incredible, I echo, the word tasting like ash in my mouth. Emma rushes over and throws her arms around me. How much did you see? Was I okay? I was so nervous without you there. You were perfect, I tell her. Absolutely perfect. Helen steps forward, extending her hand to Emma. I'm Helen Morrison from the Children's Cancer Foundation. Emma, that was the most moving interview I've seen in my 20 years with the organization. Emma's eyes light up with genuine excitement. Thank you so much. That means everything to me. We'd like to discuss a partnership opportunity, Helen continues, and I watch Emma's face as Helen outlines the billboard campaign, the 6-figure deal, the scholarship fund. With each detail, Emma's smile grows wider, her eyes brighter. She's not thinking about the lives she'll destroy or the real cancer patients whose resources she'll steal. She's calculating dollar signs. This is incredible, Emma breathes. I mean, if I can help even one person. Your boyfriend here was telling me how supportive he's been throughout your journey, Helen says. We'd want him involved in a campaign too. The devoted partner angle is so important for our messaging. Dad nods enthusiastically. Marcus has been extraordinary. Emma's told us how he's sacrificed everything for her care. Actually, I say slowly, I just lost my fellowship. The committee meeting I had to leave for. They reassigned my funding to another student. The group falls silent. Emma's face crumbles. Oh no, Marcus. No, no, no. This is all my fault. It's not your fault you got sick, Dad says firmly, shooting me a look that suggests I shouldn't be discussing this here. But it is my fault that Marcus missed his deadlines, Emma says, tears starting to flow. Real ones this time, I think, though probably more from panic than guilt. I can't let him lose his future because of my cancer. Helen looks stricken. Oh my goodness. And here I am talking about campaigns when you're dealing with this crisis. Maybe the foundation could help, Dad suggests hopefully. Some kind of emergency grant for Marcus's research. We're a children's cancer charity, Helen explains gently. Our funding is very specific. But let me make some calls. I know people in academic circles who might. No, I interrupt. I appreciate it, but I made my choice. Emma needed me. The lie comes so easily now. I'm becoming just like her. Sandra Mitchell approaches our group, still emotional from the interview. Emma, honey, I had to come tell you personally, we've never received response like this. The phones haven't stopped ringing. People want to help, to donate, to share their own stories. That's wonderful, Emma says, but I catch a flicker of something in her expression. Panic. The bigger this gets, the harder it'll be to maintain. We're already talking about a follow-up segment, Sandra continues. Maybe bringing in your medical team. Dr. Williams, was it? Our viewers would love to hear from your oncologist about your treatment plan. Emma's face goes pale beneath her makeup. Oh, Dr. Williams is very private. He doesn't usually do interviews. We could shoot at the hospital, Sandra presses. Really show your treatment environment. My next appointment isn't for a few weeks, Emma stammers. I watch her scramble, and for the first time since finding her real hair in that drawer, I feel something other than rage. I feel almost sorry for her. She's built such an elaborate web of lies that she can't possibly keep track of all the threads. Helen checks her watch. I should let you both process today's news. Emma, I'll call you Monday about next steps. Of course, Emma agrees quickly, clearly relieved to escape Sandra's questions about Dr. Williams. As Helen and Sandra walk away, Dad puts his arm around Emma's shoulders. You did something really special today, sweetheart. Emma leans against him, looking suddenly exhausted. I just hope I can live up to everyone's expectations. She has no idea how prophetic those words are. I need some air, I announce. This has been a lot. Do you want me to come with you? Emma asks. No, stay with your dad. I'll just be a few minutes. I step outside into the crisp air and immediately pull out my phone. Jake's text is still there, see you at 2. It's 12:47 p.m. In just over an hour, Emma will be meeting her hookup while the entire city mourns her tragic cancer battle. I scroll through my contacts until I find Dr. Chen's number. When she answers, her voice is strained. Marcus, I'm so sorry about the fellowship. I fought for you as long as I could. Dr. Chen, I need to ask you something, and I need complete honesty. If I brought you evidence of medical fraud, serious fraud that's affecting research funding and charity resources, what would be the protocol? There's a long pause. Marcus, what kind of evidence are we talking about? I look back through the glass doors at Emma, who's still basking in the afterglow of her performance. The kind that could change everything. What kind of fraud, Marcus? Dr. Chen's voice carries a note of concern I've never heard before. I watch through the glass as Emma laughs at something Dad says, her hand resting delicately on her chest like the weight of her fictional illness is pulling her down. Someone faking cancer to obtain financial support and academic accommodations. Falsified medical documents, fraudulent fundraising, charity fraud. Jesus Christ. Dr. Chen's sharp intake of breath tells me everything I need to know about how serious this is. Marcus, if you have credible evidence of something like that, you need to contact the authorities immediately. Medical fraud is a federal offense. What about the university angle? Someone using fake medical documentation to get extensions, priority housing, financial aid. That would fall under academic fraud, which carries its own penalties. Expulsion, criminal charges, civil liability for any funds obtained. Marcus, why are you asking me this? Through the glass, I see Emma checking her phone. Probably confirming her 2 p.m. appointment with Jake. The irony isn't lost on me, she's coordinating her hookup while surrounded by people who think she's dying. I can't say yet. But if I brought you documentation, medical records, financial transactions, communication records, would the university investigate? We'd be legally obligated to investigate. And depending on what we found, we'd have to involve law enforcement. Dr. Chen pauses. Marcus, this sounds like you're talking about someone specific. Someone close to you. I close my eyes. Once I cross this line, there's no going back. If I brought you evidence tomorrow morning, would that be enough time for you to review it before the fellowship committee makes their final decision? The position has already been reassigned. But if the committee discovered that my academic delays were based on fraudulent circumstances, that I was a victim of a crime that directly impacted my ability to meet deadlines. Another long pause. That would certainly warrant reconsideration. Marcus, are you telling me that your girlfriend's cancer diagnosis is? I'm not telling you anything yet, I cut her off. But I might have something to show you tomorrow. The studio doors open and Emma emerges with Dad, scanning the area until she spots me. She waves, her smile so bright and genuine looking that for a split second, I almost doubt what I know to be true. I have to go, I tell Dr. Chen. Marcus, wait. If what you're suggesting is true, you need to be very careful about how you handle this. Document everything, but don't confront anyone directly. This kind of fraud often involves multiple victims, and the perpetrator might panic if they realize they've been discovered. Too late for that advice. Emma's already seen changes in my behavior, even if she hasn't figured out what I know yet. One more question, I say quickly. The Children's Cancer Foundation, if they discovered they'd been promoting a fraud case, what would happen? Massive scandal. Loss of donor confidence. Potential lawsuits from people who donated under false pretenses. It would be devastating for them. Dr. Chen's voice sharpens. Marcus, please tell me Helen Morrison isn't involved in whatever this is. Helen's a victim too, I assure her. Thank God. Marcus, whatever evidence you think you have, bring it to me first thing Monday morning. If it's legitimate, we'll handle this properly. Emma reaches me just as I hang up, slightly out of breath. Everything okay? You look pale. Just processing everything. The fellowship, the interview, all of it. She takes my hand, her fingers surprisingly steady for someone supposedly fighting for her life. We'll figure out the fellowship situation. Maybe this media attention will actually help. People love supporting education, especially when there's a compelling story behind it. She's already planning how to monetize my academic failure. The audacity is breathtaking. Actually, I say, checking my watch, I just remembered I promised to meet with my lab partner at 2. We're trying to salvage what we can from my research. Emma's eyes flicker with something, relief. Of course. Take all the time you need. I wonder where she'll tell Dad she's going. Dad insists on driving me to campus, which throws a wrench in my surveillance plans. You shouldn't be alone right now, son, he says, already grabbing his keys. This fellowship thing is a big blow. I can't exactly explain that I need to follow my supposedly dying girlfriend to her hookup appointment. Dad, I'm fine. Really? Nonsense. Besides, I want to see where you've been doing all this important research. Emma kisses my cheek goodbye, her lips lingering a moment longer than necessary. Tell your lab partner I said hello, she says sweetly. What was their name again? She's fishing. I never mentioned a lab partner. Sarah, I lie smoothly. Sarah Chen. Oh, related to your advisor? Niece. The fabrication comes easily, too easily. When did I become someone who lies as naturally as breathing? During the drive, Dad won't stop talking about how proud he is of Emma. The way she handled those cameras today, so brave, so articulate. She's going to help so many people. Yeah, she's really something, I manage. You know, watching her today reminded me of your mother during her treatment. That same determination to turn something terrible into something meaningful. My stomach lurches. Dad, please don't compare them. I know Emma isn't your mother, but son, what she's facing, it changes people. The fear, the uncertainty. Your mother had some dark moments too. Times when she wasn't entirely herself. Is he trying to tell me something? What do you mean? Nothing specific. Just, when someone's fighting for their life, they might do things they wouldn't normally do. Say things that aren't entirely true. It doesn't make them bad people. We're pulling into the university parking lot, and I spot Emma's red Civic already there, parked near the science building. She beat us here. My heart starts racing. Dad, I really appreciate the ride, but I should. I'll walk you in. Always wanted to see where the magic happens. This is a disaster. Emma's probably already inside with Jake, and now Dad wants a campus tour. I need to get him away from the science building immediately. Actually, we're meeting in the library today. More privacy for sensitive research discussions. Dad nods understandingly and redirects toward the main library. As we walk, I keep glancing back at the science building, wondering which room Emma and Jake are in right now. The same building where I've spent countless sleepless nights working on research I'll never complete. Inside the library, I spot Sarah Kim from my organic chemistry class studying alone. Perfect. Sarah. I call out, praying she'll play along. She looks up, confused. Marcus? I thought you dropped. This is my dad, I interrupt quickly. Dad, this is Sarah, my lab partner. Sarah's confusion deepens, but she's always been quick. Oh, right. Our project. How are you feeling today, Mr. Thompson? And I'm doing much better, thank you for asking. Marcus told me you two are trying to salvage his research. We're optimistic, Sarah says carefully, shooting me a look that clearly asks what the hell is going on. Dad checks his watch. I should head back to Emma anyway. She had some appointment this afternoon, physical therapy, I think she said. Physical therapy. Even I have to admire Emma's quick thinking. After Dad leaves, Sarah immediately leans forward. Okay, what was that about? And why did you tell your dad I'm your lab partner? We barely know each other. I slump into the chair across from her. Sarah, what would you do if you discovered that someone you trusted, someone you loved, had been lying to you about something huge? How huge are we talking? Through the library windows, I can see Dad's car pulling away. Emma's Civic is still in the science building parking lot. In a few hours, she'll drive home and probably tell me about her physical therapy appointment, while asking about my productive afternoon with my lab partner Sarah. Life-destroying huge, I answer. Sarah studies my face. Marcus, are you in some kind of trouble? My phone buzzes. A text from Emma, asterisk hope your meeting goes well. Don't work too hard. Love you. Red heart asterisk. Sent while she's presumably in bed with another man. Actually, Sarah, I think I'm about to cause some trouble instead. Sarah closes her textbook and gives me her full attention. Marcus, you're scaring me a little. What's going on? I pull out my phone and show her Emma's text. My girlfriend sent this 20 minutes ago. She thinks I'm here working with you on salvaging my research. Okay, and? She's not at physical therapy. She's somewhere in this building with another guy. The words taste bitter. She's been lying about having cancer for months, and I just found out yesterday. Sarah's eyes widen. Holy shit. Cancer. Marcus, that's insane. Yeah. I glance toward the science building again. I need to catch them together. I need proof of the affair to complete the evidence I'm gathering. Wait, slow down. You said she's faking cancer. Like, completely making it up. I give her the abbreviated version, the hidden hair, the fake medical documents, the donations. With each detail, Sarah's expression grows more horrified. Jesus Christ, Marcus. How much money are we talking about? Probably close to 40,000, counting what my family's given her and the GoFundMe donations. Plus I've been supporting her completely for months while she recovered. Sarah sits back in her chair. That's fraud. Like, serious federal crime fraud. My phone buzzes with another message, this time from Jake Morrison, can't wait for our study session next week winking face. Wrong number. The text was clearly meant for Emma. Study session, I mutter, showing Sarah the screen. Real fucking subtle. Who's Jake Morrison? Helen Morrison's son. You know, the Children's Cancer Foundation director. Emma's been playing grieving future daughter-in-law while screwing her son behind my back. Sarah's jaw drops. Oh my god, the optics alone, if this gets out, it'll destroy Helen's foundation. People will think she was in on it. I hadn't fully considered that angle. Helen's been nothing but kind to me, and this scandal could end her career. The foundation could lose millions in future donations. I need photos, I decide suddenly. Hard evidence of the affair. Marcus, that sounds like stalking. And probably illegal. She destroyed my academic career, stole my savings, manipulated my grieving father, and conned thousands of people out of donations for sick kids. I think I'm entitled to some fucking documentation. Sarah chews her lip thoughtfully. What's your endgame here? Just exposing her. I'm meeting with Dr. Chin Monday morning. If I can prove the cancer was fake and that it directly impacted my academic performance, she might be able to get my fellowship reconsidered. And you think photos of her cheating will help prove the cancer thing? It proves she's not the devastated, faithful girlfriend everyone thinks she is. It establishes a pattern of deception. I pause. Plus, I want Jake to know what kind of person he's involved with. Helen deserves to know what her son is doing to her foundation's reputation. My phone rings. Emma. Hey babe, I answer, trying to sound normal. Hi. How's the research meeting going? Productive. Sarah's been really helpful. I make eye contact with Sarah, who looks like she's watching a car accident in slow motion. That's wonderful. I'm just wrapping up my appointment. The physical therapist says my strength is improving. That's great news. Where are you right now? A pause. Still at the clinic. Why? Just wondering when you'll be home. Dad's making dinner. Probably another hour or so. They want to do some additional assessments. She's lying so smoothly, so confidently. How many times has she done this? Okay, love you. Love you too. Give Sarah my thanks for helping with your project. After I hang up, Sarah shakes her head slowly. She's good. Really good. If I didn't know what you just told me, that would have sounded completely believable. She's had months of practice. I stand up. I'm going to find them. Marcus, wait. Think about this rationally. You already have evidence of the cancer fraud. Do you really need? Yes, I cut her off. I need to see it with my own eyes. I need to know exactly who she really is. Sarah sighs. Then I'm coming with you. You shouldn't do this alone. And maybe having a witness will keep you from doing something stupid. We make our way across campus toward the science building, and I realize I have no actual plan. The building has 4 floors and dozens of rooms. Emma could be anywhere. This is ridiculous, Sarah mutters as we approach the entrance. We can't just wander around looking in random rooms like creeps. She's right, but I'm already pulling out my phone. Give me a second. I open the Find My Friends app that Emma and I set up months ago for safety during her treatments. Her location shows as the 3rd floor of the science building. Room 312, according to the campus map. Advanced Biochemistry Lab, Sarah reads over my shoulder. That's Jake's specialty area. He TAs for Professor Williams. The elevator feels like it's moving in slow motion. My hands are shaking slightly, and I can't tell if it's adrenaline or rage or just the caffeine from this morning's coffee. Marcus, what exactly are you hoping to accomplish here? Sarah asks as we reach the 3rd floor. Let's say you catch them together. Then what? Then I have proof that everything about her story is bullshit. The devoted girlfriend bravely fighting cancer while her loyal boyfriend sacrifices everything to care for her. It's all theater. We walk down the hallway, checking room numbers. 306, 308, 310. But you already know it's theater. You found the hair, the fake documents. I need to see her face when she realizes I know. The words come out harder than I intended. I need to watch her try to explain this. Room 312's door is slightly ajar. Through the gap, I can hear voices, Emma's laugh, unmistakable and carefree in a way I haven't heard in months. Not the careful, subdued laugh of someone managing cancer symptoms, but genuine, unguarded joy. Sarah grabs my arm. Marcus, we should go. This feels wrong. But I'm already moving closer to the door. Through the narrow opening, I can see Emma perched on the edge of a lab bench. She's wearing the auburn wig, but it's slightly askew, like someone's been running their fingers through it. Jake is standing between her legs, his hands on her hips. Your boyfriend's still buying the physical therapy story? Jake's voice carries clearly. Please. He believes everything I tell him. Yesterday he actually thanked me for being so brave about my setbacks. Emma's voice drips with amusement. He looked ready to cry when I mentioned my white blood cell counts. Jake laughs. You're terrible. How much longer are you planning to keep this up? Just until I figure out my exit strategy. The money's been good, but I'm getting bored playing sick all the time. And Marcus is getting too clingy. All that caretaker bullshit. My vision literally goes red around the edges. Sarah's grip on my arm tightens. What about his family? They seem really invested. His dad's trauma makes him easy to manipulate. And Helen adores me, keeps talking about how brave I am, how I'm inspiring other families at the foundation. Emma's laugh is cold now. If she only knew how inspiring I really am. We should probably be more careful though, Jake says, moving closer to her. If this gets out. It won't. Marcus is too devoted to question anything, and everyone else just sees what I want them to see. Jake kisses her then, and she responds enthusiastically. Her wig slides further back, revealing several inches of her real, perfectly healthy dark hair at the hairline. I take a step backward and immediately bump into someone behind us. Excuse me, can I help you with something? Professor Williams is standing in the hallway, looking between Sarah and me with obvious confusion and growing suspicion. The voices in the lab go quiet. Professor Williams, I managed to say, my voice coming out strangled. We were just. But before I can finish the lie, Emma's voice cuts through the silence from inside the lab. Who's out there, Jake? The sound of scrambling comes from room 312, feet hitting the floor, the rustle of clothing being adjusted. Professor Williams looks between me and the lab door, his expression shifting from confusion to understanding. Mr. Chin. Emma's voice again, closer now. She must have recognized my voice. I'm frozen. Sarah is still gripping my arms so tightly I'm losing circulation, but I can't move, can't think, can't do anything except stand here as my entire world collapses in slow motion. The lab door swings open fully. Emma stands there, her wig now completely crooked, revealing a stark line where her real hair meets the fake hairline. Her lipstick is smeared, her cancer patient makeup slightly smudged. Behind her, Jake is desperately trying to look professional while his shirt is obviously wrinkled and his face flushed. For a moment, nobody speaks. The hallway feels like a vacuum. Emma's eyes dart between me, Sarah, and Professor Williams. I watch her brain working, calculating, trying to find an angle that saves her. But there isn't one. Not this time. Marcus, she starts, her voice taking on that fragile, trembling quality she uses when she's playing the brave cancer patient. I can explain. Can you? The words come out flat, emotionless. Can you explain why your wig is falling off? Can you explain why Jake just asked how much longer you're planning to keep this up? Professor Williams takes a sharp breath. What's going on here? Jake steps forward, trying to salvage something. Professor, this isn't what it. We heard everything, Sarah interrupts, finding her voice. The fake cancer, the manipulation, the money. All of it. Emma's face cycles through several expressions, panic, calculation, defiance, before settling on something I've never seen before, genuine fear. Not the performed vulnerability she's been showing me for months, but real, raw terror. Marcus, please, let me explain privately. Explain what? How you've been fucking Jake while I've been emptying my savings account to take care of you. How you've been laughing about manipulating my grief-stricken father. How you think it's hilarious that Helen Morrison considers you inspiring. Professor Williams goes very still. Did you say Helen Morrison? The blood drains from Jake's face. He clearly hadn't considered that his professor might know about his mother's involvement. Oh God, Emma whispers, finally understanding the scope of what's happening. Marcus, you don't understand the pressure I was under. What pressure? The words explode out of me, echoing down the hallway. What possible pressure justifies faking cancer? Stealing money meant for actual sick children. Destroying my academic career. Your academic career. Emma's mask slips completely now, revealing something ugly underneath. You think your little thesis matters more than? More than what? More than fraud. More than breaking my father's heart. More than stealing from families with actually dying children. Professor Williams pulls out his phone. I'm calling campus security. Wait, Jake says desperately. Please, Professor Williams, my mother doesn't need to know about this. The foundation. Your mother. Professor Williams's voice is dangerously quiet. Jake, please tell me you're not talking about Helen Morrison from the Children's Cancer Foundation. The silence stretches between us like a taut wire. Emma's wig has shifted so far that it's barely staying on her head. Her carefully constructed image is literally falling apart in real time. How long? I ask quietly. How long have you been planning this? Emma meets my eyes, and for the first time in months, I see her without any pretense. Since the beginning, she says simply. Since the very fucking beginning. The words hit me like a physical blow. Since the beginning. 2 years of my life. 2 years of love, devotion, future planning, all of it built on a lie from day one. Security is on their way, Professor Williams says, ending his call. Jake, you need to seriously consider what you've been involved in here. This could constitute fraud. Emma finally reaches up and pulls off the wig entirely, revealing her full head of healthy, dark hair. Without the props, without the makeup designed to make her look pale and sickly, she looks nothing like the woman I've been caring for. She looks like a stranger. You want to know the truth, Marcus? Fine. Her voice is completely different now, harder, colder. You were so fucking easy. All that trauma about your mom, daddy issues written all over your face. I saw you in Professor Martinez's class and thought, there's a guy who'll do anything for someone who needs him. Sarah makes a small sound of disgust beside me. The cancer thing wasn't even the original plan. I just mentioned feeling sick one day, and you went into full caretaker mode. It was supposed to be a short-term thing, but then your family got involved, and the money started flowing, and... She shrugs. Why stop? My father gave you $10,000. Your father gave me $10,000 because it made him feel better about losing your mom. I was doing him a favor. That's when something breaks inside me. Not my heart, that shattered months ago when I found the hair. Something deeper. The last piece of the person who believed in love, who thought the best of people, who wanted to build a life with someone. I pull out my phone and start recording. What are you doing? Emma demands. Say it again. All of it. How long you've been faking cancer, how much money you've stolen, how you planned this from the beginning. I'm not saying shit. You don't have to. I stop recording and immediately start typing. I have enough. The fake medical documents, the hidden hair, Professor Williams as a witness, Jake's involvement, your confession just now. And I know exactly who needs to see it. The blood drains from her face as she realizes what I'm doing. Marcus, wait. But I'm already sending the evidence. To my father. To Helen Morrison. To the university administration. To everyone in our friend group who donated money or brought food or rearranged their lives to help Emma fight her brave battle. You just destroyed my life, she whispers. No, I say quietly. You destroyed your own life. And mine. And my father's. And Jake's, apparently. And every single person who believed in you. Campus security arrives then, 2 officers who listen as Professor Williams explains the situation. Emma tries to run the manipulation playbook one more time, tears, fragility, claims of mental illness, but it falls flat without her props. As they escort her and Jake away for questioning, Emma looks back at me one final time. You'll regret this, Marcus. You'll never find anyone who loved you like I did. I watch her go, feeling oddly empty. Not sad, not angry, just hollow. She's right about one thing, Sarah says softly. You'll never find anyone who loved you like she did. I look at her, confused. Because she didn't love you at all. And when you find someone who actually does love you, it'll be completely different. Better. Real. My phone buzzes with incoming calls, Dad, Helen Morrison, friends who've seen my messages. The reckoning is beginning. For the first time in months, I feel like I can breathe.